I caught 2 pigeons having sex this morning. He looked at me very upset, like, oh, how's your morning been? That's how we're opening it. So that's what's happening. I wasn't looking for pigeon sex. It's just there's a whole bunch of pigeons here at the back of the gym.
You totally made me lose my train of thought.
I know, right?
So I was going to start off on something like really like deep.
That was deep.
No, not deep.
He was. Okay, now I'm done. Ari can fix that if he wants to, or we can keep it. All right.
I was going to talk about what we spoke about yesterday about like people asking for so much information.
Yes.
And people not knowing stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like people. It's amazing how we are in the most information overload era.
Yeah.
Ever, like
yes.
ever. You can at the search of a couple of buttons, you can find out anything, but people know nothing.
It's people want we're in the most information-rich part of human history.
Yes.
Yet people keep asking for something, asking for advice that is very easily attainable just by going, how do I, what is the best blank? And you can form a general informative
some of the
idea.
questions we've had in the last couple of days was someone came into the shop looking for Valium.
Yes, see, that was unusual to me.
And had no idea that Valium is a prescription-only drug.
Yeah, and I did say, like, well, if you don't know that it's a prescription-only drug, you don't need Valium.
Well, that's right, yeah. It was funny because I didn't even get to the point of asking him what he wanted it for, you know. But
yeah, well, that would imply like you sort of know, you know.
And then we had a customer who said he drank 16 cups of coffee a day and asked if that's bad.
It can be, yeah.
Well, I'd say that you'd really have to make some changes.
Oh yeah, no, that's not sustainable.
Yeah, yeah, and was looking to lose weight and said he eats really healthy. Drinks 16 cups of coffee a day and eats lots of fruit. Yeah.
And the caveat being...
But what I'm just saying is that there's people out there who will, and who will think that is a healthy diet for losing body fat.
One thing I've noticed, and one thing I find funny is, when was the last time you looked at a carton of chocolate milk?
Right.
Like a standard, like classic.
I haven't looked at a carton of chocolate milk in years because I don't drink chocolate milk.
Exactly. Well, I used to. I mean, everyone used to drink it. Yeah. There was one sitting in the fridge at home. Not going to say why, but I looked at the back of it. I'm just genuinely curious. It had about 54 grams of carbohydrates in a standard 600 ml carton of milk. 54 grams of that was sugar.
That's right.
And when my wife, she's like, is that a lot? And I'm like, well, you've had a protein scoop before. She goes, yeah. Like, imagine one and nearly two
scoops of protein powder. Yeah.
2 scoops of pure sugar.
Yeah, like you would never add that to anything.
No.
Like if you had something and somebody said, oh, here's 2 big scoops like that. Yeah. Of sugar.
Yep.
Put that into your protein shake. And you go, no way, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you'll happily chug down a Farmers Union iced coffee or whatever.
Yeah. No, that's like fine. I find that very funny because when you look at it, it goes, yeah, it's not much. It's just one chocolate milk.
Years ago, I helped a guy lose 12 kilos by cutting out Farmers Union iced sugar.
Yeah, iced coffee. Yeah, well, I bet.
Because he drank the 500 ml, it was something like 10 a day.
Yeah. Oh. That's still a $60 habit.
Well, not just on the cost. We're talking a long time ago. But even then, the cost. But the cost. But the amount of sugar, and just saying that I always feel really lethargic, and tired.
But then, don't have too much fruit. Might hurt me. My poor liver, my kidneys.
But then the other thing I always tell people who come in and ask, I want to lose body fat. And I'll sort of say that, well, the concept is simple. You've got to put yourself into a calorie deficit.
Yes, yeah.
And you do that either by eating less food or doing more exercise, or ideally a combination of the two.
Yeah.
But then people go, oh, so what do I eat? And I'm there, well, eat less food than you do now.
Yeah, just...
You know, and generally, I'll tell people, well, eliminate all the bad stuff. And they go, well, what's the bad stuff? Well, you know what the bad stuff is. I mean, generally, you'll know.
Yeah, I mean...
if you're munching on packets of chips and eating Coke, you know that should go.
Yes, yeah.
But then the other thing I tell them is that, well, if you don't know, get yourself a coach.
Someone can tell you about.
Or a nutrition, someone who will help you in your nutrition. And I'll always mention, like, go talk to Adrian at the gym, he'll help you. And then first thing they'll go is, oh, how much is that going to cost?
Yeah. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. And I do the same with them with training. I said, oh, well, get yourself a coach. Oh, how much is that going to cost? And I say, you know, what you're prepared to keep training now with no results, whether it's fat loss or whether it's muscle gain or a combination of the two. You're prepared to do that whilst paying your membership fees and everything else, but you're not going to then willing to pay for someone who's going to help you reach those goals in heaps short time compared to what you're trying to achieve now.
Right.
Because how much is that going to cost?
No, and it's also, you don't know everyone's prices, do you? Like, a lot of people run their own things, like, could be like X amount from one person, X amount from another.
Well, that's right. But the main point of this conversation is that they're not prepared to help someone get them to reach their goals a lot quicker than they ever would by themselves.
Yeah.
Which the reason they're asking is because they're not reaching those goals.
And it's simple. You can also go, like, you can also Google how do I lose weight? And it'll give you a whole bunch of, it'll give you a list of, like, 1, determine your calories, 2, you know, work out a diet, food plan for yourself, 3, and then it'll bring all that goes, or pay someone to do it for you.
Yeah.
You know, it's very simple.
Because, look, if I came to you and say, look, can you draw me up a meal plan? Would you just do a one-off meal plan for me for a cost? Is your thing that no, you have to sign up for a weekly coaching thing? Well, or would you just come out, I just want you to draw me up a meal plan, you know, do my body fat test, do a general assessment of me, and then draw up a meal plan, and I'll stick to this meal plan for X amount of weeks, and then I'll come back to you for an update check and a new meal plan. You do that? As a one-off meal plan? With a one-off cost?
Yes, and that's for me, it's the one-off cost that confuses people, because I make it very clear that I do one-offs. However, these do not include any updates.
No,
this is just a once-off thing until you're ready, and that's it.
Yeah, or even I could come back just every 4 weeks for body fat measurements.
Yeah, and that's it.
And an adjustment to the diet if needed be. And again, that would be just a one-off.
Once off, It's the people who go, oh, it's once off, and then it's every day. Can we change this?
That's right.
This? No. We spent an hour and a half, you know, building this plan that you gave me all your information. This is all you wanted, and now you want to change it immediately.
That's right.
It's like, well, no, unfortunately, just try it out for a week. Try it out for a couple of days. You know, it's like,
that's another rabbit hole.
That's another rabbit hole. Yeah, that's another tangent.
But so you could approach you for just a one-off meal plan.
Of course.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah. And it's not going to be horrendously expensive.
No, I mean
it's going to help people, and I'm just amazed how people these days aren't prepared to pay for anything.
It's the best for it's a race to the bottom, I like to say. Anyway,
if you want help, be prepared to pay for it. I mean, it's
long story short.
Yeah. Anyway, Thursday Thunder.
Yes.
Thursday, July the 7th. Still cold, but we're under the heater, right underneath the heater.
Yep.
Not
doing much.
What is that? Is that a scarf?
It's a scarf. It's a neck ring I bought while I was in Japan, hiking up snow mountains. So it's good. But now my face is cold.
So it's actually a ring.
Yeah. You just chuck it on your neck and good to go.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yep.
Apart from that, what's been happening? How's your prep going?
It's going. It's just going. Things are still moving. Weight's still dropping. Energy's still staying pretty good. Like today's a refeed, so I'm happy with that. Upper body day 2, so it's a fun session. So hopefully get it done in the next couple of hours and good to go.
Excellent. Excellent. I must admit, you're still. I've been watching you train when I've been here training myself. You're still smashing out those sessions.
I have two things to do. I've got a couple of things I need to do. I need to do my training, need to do my nutrition, and need to do my steps. They're the three things I'll hit every day.
Yeah.
And if I don't, someone else will. So I don't want to leave any stone unturned. I don't want to go into it like
13 and a half weeks to go. Mm-hmm. And you've been prepping for?
Since January 28th. That's when my deficit started. But it was probably start of January in the new year when I actually started to go, okay, now I'm going to really commit to the next 10 months and bring something in that I've never brought and hopefully take it far.
Yeah.
I'm feeling pretty good.
Okay. Getting closer now.
Yep.
Getting closer now. Anyway, what's happening at the shop? There's not much happening at the shop at the moment. We're in that winter lull.
Yep.
We keep talking about our shakers. Our shakers have landed in Adelaide.
Yeah.
They've cleared customs. I got that email yesterday morning, so they've cleared customs. Do you know that all the customs fees, the clearance fees, the import duties, the GST, everything ends up costing nearly as much as the shakers.
I 100% agree.
And delivery, because they said, oh, you want to come and pick them up or shall we deliver them? Well, there's 27 boxes, and each box is like the size of this table.
Yeah.
I said, no, you need to deliver them. So then they put the delivery charge on the invoice. And what I found, and I don't know if this is a new thing now, so there was a delivery charge of so many dollars.
Yep.
And then on top of that was a fuel surcharge percentage.
I would think that'd be included in the delivery price.
Well, I thought the delivery price included things like that. So would you base a delivery price on?
100%, yeah.
No, it was a delivery price and then a fuel surcharge on top of that, and it was like something like 30-something%.
Nah. Online shopping's horrible. Doing everything online's miserable.
So that was interesting.
Yeah.
But they told me yesterday that everything's been cleared. It's just in that queue now of delivery.
Yep.
So they were hoping that they might get delivered tomorrow.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So that on that. We keep talking about our apparel.
Yep.
That should be ready to go tomorrow. I know we said that last week, but they said, no, everything's been approved. The design's been approved, the colours have been approved, everything's been approved, and there's been a little website portal that's been built for it.
Yep.
That was said yesterday that's been finished.
Good.
With just the finalising of links and everything. So we should have that tomorrow. Hopefully even today.
Cool.
All right. Now, that being said, we'll talk about Warfare Ripped. We mentioned that, I think, in the last video. That we'll do a little bit more in depth about it. So I've got here the new Warfare Ripped, and you've got
I've got the older version of the Warfare Ripped. Yep.
We'll do a little bit of a comparison in the two products. Now, this has always been a really, really good formula.
Yes.
And the old Warfare Ripped and the one before it, they've all been really good formulas.
Very, very good.
Just a little bit tweaked. And we decided to, instead of just doing a full-on review on that product, we'll sort of do a comparison to the old product, because the changes are very subtle.
They're very, very subtle.
But it sort of changed the dynamics of the products.
Yeah, so I put this down to you before. It's like the old version, I feel like it's like 2.0. We'll call this one 3.0. 2.0 was more catered towards ergogenic aid and maybe performance more towards the gym, like, with betaine, with nitric oxide producers, with a bit more like that.
This old formula would be more in the pre-workout
It would be definitely more in the pre-workout, where the new one is definitely more towards cognitive function and fat burning. The main additive in this particular one, in comparison to the other one, is the added alpha GPC and the added acetyl L-carnitine with the green coffee bean extract.
So this had no carnitine.
This had no carnitine. It didn't contain any alpha GPC. It had the very, very basic amino acids like theanine and tyrosine. Tyrosine is still prevalent in this one at 1,000 milligrams.
Let's just run through the label with the 2-scoop serving. Okay.
2-scoop serving.
So the 2-scoop serving. This has what's called a Nitro 8 blend. Nitrate, yep. Which is a patented blend of ingredients, so it's arginine, ornithine, agmatine sulfate, potassium nitrate, beetroot extract, sodium citrate, magnesium citrate, and potassium citrate.
Yep.
So it's effectively your pump.
That's your
blood volumizing formula.
Yes, that's your vasodilators.
Right,
yes.
So in this one here, we've got per 2 scoops 4,600 milligrams.
Well, this one's at 3,200 milligrams.
Yeah. So it's dropped down a little.
Yeah, a little bit in that overall nitrate.
That's right.
It's dropped about 1.4 grams.
Yep. It's still got a good amount of pump formula.
It's still got 3 grams, more than enough to give you a pump.
Yep.
However, this one does contain that extra 1.5 grams of acetyl-L-carnitine.
Well, that's what we'll go to the next formula. So the metabolic ignition matrix.
Yep.
They put things so small. It's hard
know.
To read, and the colours and everything. So this has got. This old formula had coleus foscolin, yerba mate, green tea extract, citrus aurantium, and lean GBB.
Yeah, this has everything there, plus the added addition of the green coffee bean and the acetyl-L-carnitine.
Yeah.
So the metabolism, the metabolic portion of this has been increased.
So the 1.6 you were saying?
1.6, yep.
So 1.6 increase pretty well matches the decrease in the nitrate form.
Exactly, and they've added it in the form of L-carnitine. Then you just got your standard. Sorry, can I
So going next down into the enduro matrix, we got creatine HCl at 1,000 milligrams and L-tauronine at 1,000.
Yep, exactly the same with this one.
And then into the stimulating nootropic matrix. So we've got caffeine here at 300 milligrams.
Yes.
Caffeine and anhydrous. Hordenine, 100 milligrams. Tyrosine, 400 milligrams. And theanine, 150 milligrams.
Yes, yeah. With the new product, I don't have any of the hordenine or the theanine.
Yep.
However, I do have 200 milligrams of alpha GPC, which is a very, very powerful nootropic.
Very good. I mean, to swap those two for that is most probably a better.
It is a better form in terms of nootropic. So, in an umbrella term, this is definitely catered more towards your fat burner side rather than the pre-workout. While the old one is definitely more pre-workout, more than fat burner. This can also be very well stacked with the Primabolics grind, which we're going to be doing in the next couple of days. Like 2 scoops of the new Warfare Rip 2, I'll call it 3.0. And then a scoop of grind. And you actually pointed out that this one is now sweetened with stevia.
Exactly right. So that's the other difference. This wasn't flavoured. This had artificial sweetening.
Yeah, so this is definitely more on the natural side of things. I think natural because the stevia sweetening and also the colours, I'm assuming. Overall...
Still at 2 scoops though, still providing you with 300 milligrams of caffeine. It's still going to be
a good kick.
Good kick.
Oh yeah.
Exactly right. Yep. All right, so still got 60 serves.
Still 60 serves.
Still the same price. Yep. That flavour you got there.
This is grape.
Grape. Ari will put up the other available flavours. Is the product better or worse? Well, it's neither.
No, I think it's just shifted. It's shifted more towards the fat burner side rather than the pre-workout side.
That's right. Yeah. So they were both still a very good formula. And they both still are a very good formula.
They're still very, very
with
good.
That little bit of a shift, like you said, more so to someone who's looking to shift body fat.
Yeah.
But there's no need to stack that with any
No, you wouldn't need to. No, not at all.
If anything, you would just stack it with a non-steam fat pump formula.
Yep.
And the grind is the perfect complement.
Of course, yes. Primabolics grind.
Yep.
Good.
Warfare Ripped.
Yes.
3.0.
Yep.
I don't think it's officially called 3.0.
It's not called 3.0, but I'm calling it 3.0.
Available now, in store and online. Thanks, guys. That's it, I think.
Yeah.
Should we wrap it up?
We sort of killed off the thunder, then went into a review, then went back into it.
Well, like I said, there hasn't been too much in the way of new stuff coming in terms of supplement. This time of year, it always is a little bit of a lull. Financial year, even a lot of the companies aren't doing too much at the moment. But yeah, that's it.
That's it.
I've got nothing else.
I got nothing.
No worries.
Yep.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for tuning in. It's per normal. This episode is brought to you by Australian Muscle the gym.
Yep.
And Australian Muscle Online.
Yeah, with free Australia-wide delivery.
We're still doing free Australia-wide delivery. Just talking about the gym. The gym's been pumping it lately.
It really has.
Thanks to everyone who's joined us here at the gym. We're starting to approach into those record territory.
We're very close now. Yes, we're very, very close.
Yep. But at the same time, we're still not jam-packed full of members, and we want to keep it that way. So it's always a good environment. If you're always looking somewhere new, come and check us out. First visit is always free. Thanks, guys.
Cool.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.